Welcome to class. In our practice today, we're going to circle through a few back bends and move towards Urdhva Dhanurasana. When you're ready, let's begin. Let's start today in squat. So a nice low squat position, sitting the hips low. You can let the chest drop towards the floor a little bit in the beginning, sway a touch side to side. If squat is something that's not accessible for you because of tightness in the ankles or knees or whatever, just rise onto your toes, have a long spine, and bring your fingertips to the floor. The fingertips being on the floor just gives you the opportunity to take some of the pressure off the toes because over time it can get intense. When you're sitting into your squat, again, after you've dropped the chest a little bit, maybe you try and lift the chest up a touch to create a longer position, and then just sway side to side a little bit. Moving around here, finding your breath. You can press the hands together, you can bring the triceps to the insides of the knees and just kind of pull the chest out, getting a little bit longer. Breathing here for just another few moments. And then slowly make your way onto hands and knees. As always, begin to circle the shoulders over the wrists just to wake up the hands a little bit. Dropping the triceps back, reaching the chest out, lifting the lower belly up. Again, just moving around. And then go ahead and untuck the toes, sit back towards the heels into Vajrasana. Interlace the fingers, bring the hands to heart center. Inhale into the palms, lift the chest. And then exhale, press the hands forward. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, round down. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, round down. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, round down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Look up towards the elbows. Take an inhale here, press through the hands. And then release the fingers, pull the elbows down towards the side waist, opening the chest. Bring the hands to heart center. Interlace the fingers again. Press the palms all the way up to the sky directly. And then draw circles with the shoulders, just moving through the mid-back, moving through the upper back. Feel like you're churning the pot here. Any amount of churning is good. Any directions, circles, half circles, figure eights that feel good to you, just allowing a nice freedom of movement here, with the restriction of the palms pointing up to the sky to keep creating space. When you feel balanced, return to center, bring your gaze up, release the hands, pull the elbows down towards the hips, and then bring the hands to heart center. Bring your hands out to the floor, downward facing dog, pulling the hips way up and back in space. When you get there, go ahead and lift the heels, bend the knees, roll to the outer edge of the left foot, the inner edge of the right foot, stretching the side body. Walk the fingertips forward just a little bit. See if you can point your knees over to the right a touch more. Really stretching the side waist nicely. And then slowly return to center and switch your side. So roll to the outer edge of the right foot, inner edge of the left foot. Really bend the knees so you're pulling your hips back. Then walk up onto your left fingertips, stretching your side body. Let this feel good in the beginning of your practice, creating a new sense of space. And then slowly roll back to center, roll onto the toes. Drop the knees to the floor, walk your hands out, puppy dog pose, drop your chest towards the ground. And you can be palms flat or on your fingertips, whatever feels best to you. Just allowing the chest to curve out. Taking a few moments here. And then wherever your hands are, drop your forearms to the floor. Pull the chest through, Sphinx pose, curving the heart out. Press the tops of the feet down into the floor. Lift the lower belly and feel the shoulders pulling down towards the hips. So every inhale, you lift the chest. Every exhale, pull the shoulders down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, pull the shoulders down. You could also think about it as pulling the forearms back or pulling the elbows back towards the hips. Whatever anatomically makes more sense to you. One more inhale. And exhale, release. Bring your hands to the ground. Tuck the toes. Your journey back to downward facing dog, whether it's through plank or child's pose. Let that journey happen now. Inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky. Bend the right knee and step the right foot all the way across to the left thumb. So right foot lands by left thumb. Left knee drops down towards the floor, so feel like you're on a tight rope. Inhale, rise up, interlace the hands, press the palms all the way up to the sky, and lift the chest up. Curving the heart up just a little bit more, take an inhale. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Step the left foot to cross behind the right. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up to the sky. Get as long as possible. Good. And exhale, fold all the way down. Step the left foot back to its starting position. Drop the left knee down. Again, interlace the fingers. Try and interlace the other way. Reach the arms up to the sky, opening the chest. Press the left hip forward. Try and get a little bit longer through the upper body. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Palms go flat. Sweep and lift the right leg up to the sky. Get as long as you can through the right foot. Roll to the outer edge of the left foot. And then set the right foot down so the toes point towards the back of your mat. Look at your left foot. Bend your left knee and point your left toes towards the back of the mat. Sit the hips down towards the heels. And then press through the heels, lift the hips up towards the sky, pulling the shins underneath you and reaching the right hand towards the ground. Opening the chest, one more inhale. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Look forward, inhale, pull through into upward facing dog, curving the chest out. Find your upward facing dog. Take an inhale here, lifting the chest through. And then lower the hips towards the floor. When it's possible for you, lift the feet up, lift the hands up, locust pose. Get as active as you can through the legs, through the back chain of the body. And exhale, release. Good. Your journey back into downward facing dog. So pressing back to child's pose or through plank or hands and knees, and make the movement all the way back on your exhale. Inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky. Left foot steps over to the right thumb. Cross body connection, integrating your core. Right knee lowers. Interlace the hands, sweep the arms up, opening the chest, curving back. See if you can bring your gaze up to the sky more, at least lifting the chest a little bit higher. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Press the left foot down, step the right foot to cross behind the left. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana, reach the arms up as high as possible. Feel freedom in the movement. And exhale, fold all the way down. Step the right foot back long. Drop the right knee down. Interlace the fingers again. Sweep them up to the sky. Open the chest. Find your balance and stability. It's okay if it's a little bit wobbly sometimes. Lift the heart up just a little bit higher, breathing into your back body space. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Tuck the right toes, lift the left leg all the way up to the sky. Roll to the outer edge of the right foot, bend the left knee, and really spot the landing here. So you want to point the left toes towards the back edge of your mat. Then when you press into the left foot and the right hand, point the right toes towards the back corner of the mat. Sit the hips towards the heels. So your right arm is straight, both knees are bent, and then exhale, press into the heels, lift the hips up. Again, the more you get comfortable with this movement, the more time you can spend in it, but it's good to focus on the energy and the action of the pose coming from the legs. Slowly close everything off, downward facing dog. Look forward, take an inhale. Exhale, pull through upward facing dog. The inhale's when you find the pose. Lift the chest up a little bit more, and then slowly lower your hips down to the floor. Lift the feet, lift the hands as soon as possible. Bring the big toes to touch. Try and bring the inner ankles to touch. Lift the heart higher. Inhale, reach the hands forward. Pull the elbows back. And release. Nice job. Your journey back into downward facing dog. Whatever feels good to you. In this downward facing dog, before we move anywhere else, we are going to do that sequence one more time. Try and drop your forehead down towards the floor. So stretching the shoulders a lot here. I like to call this the vacation downward facing dog. It's a nice place to go for a short period of time, but not a place you should live all the time. Right? If you always lived in vacation, while that may sound good at first, it'd probably get kind of boring. And also just not be good for your growth. Lift the forehead away from the ground. Find your more stable downward facing dog, more happy long-term position for the shoulders. And then inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky, stepping the right foot over to the left thumb, cross-body connection. Drop the left knee down, interlace the fingers. Inhale, reach the arms up, opening the chest. Try and look behind you. Try and follow your fingertips with your gaze. And exhale, release, hands to the floor. Step the left foot to cross behind the right. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Reach your arms all the way up to the sky. This time, catch the left wrist with the right hand and lean to the right, stretching your side waist. Good. And then return to center. Exhale, fold all the way down to the floor. Step the left foot back long. Drop the left knee down. This time, don't interlace the hands. Reach the arms up to the sky. Back toes tucked or untucked. Lean away. Lift the chest up more. Pull the elbows towards the side waist, opening the heart. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Right leg sweeps up to the sky. Get as long as you can through the right foot. And then roll to the outer edge of the left foot, stepping the right foot behind. Remember, right toes point towards the space directly behind you. Change the foot position of the left foot so those toes point directly back, and then press off the heels, lift the hips up, open the chest. Maybe you're already in preparation for Urdhva Dhanurasana. If it's naturally part of your practice, just spin the hand to create the change. The hand you'd be spinning would be the left hand. Holding here for one more moment, and then on your exhale, close everything off, downward facing dog. Look forward. Pull the body all the way through, upward facing dog, curving the chest out, lifting through the front body, holding the top position, and then slowly lower the hips down, rise up, locust pose. Reach the arms back this time, interlace the hands behind the back, bend the knees, reach the heels up towards the sky, try and reach the bind back in between your shins. Reaching back, holding here for 5, 4, 3, try and kick your heels to the sky. 2, 1, let everything go. Take a moment, allow yourself to settle. And then your journey back into downward facing dog. Moving the body all the way back. Inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky. Good. Left foot steps over to the right thumb, cross body connection. Last interlacing of the fingers. Try and make it the goofy side that you probably skipped more often than not. Inhale, reach the arms up, lean back, spot the fingertips with the gaze. Feel the forearms hugging towards each other, stretching the arms. And exhale, release. Hands to the ground. Right foot crosses behind left. Inhale, rise up, reach your arms all the way up to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. Catch the right wrist with the left hand and lean to the left. So stretch the right side waist. And then slowly return to center. Fold all the way down. Step the right foot back long. Drop the right knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up. No interlacing of the hands this time. Lift the chest up a bit higher, and then when you get to your highest point, pull your elbows to the side waist and just allow the shoulders to support your lower back as you lean. Lift the low belly, keep the chest lifted. Good. And then slowly, hands come to the ground. Left leg lifts all the way up to the sky. Roll to the outer edge of the right foot, stepping the left foot over and behind. Again, if you know, come across in our flip dog. Of course, go into your variation. But if not, make sure you point the toes back. Sit your bum towards your heels and then press into the legs. So you're letting the legs drive the energy and the action of the pose more than anything else. Create space, but do so calmly. The more you keep your breath at a calm, easy rhythm, the more natural it is to open the body. If you ever feel like you're tight in your breath, it's also going to tighten your physical form. One more breath here. And then close everything off. Downward facing dog. Look forward, lift heels, bend knees, pull the body through into upward facing, curving the chest out. Find your Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And then slowly lower your hips to the floor. As soon as possible, lift the feet, lift the hands, locust pose. Bind the hands behind the back, left them on top. This time, bend the knees, point the toes, reach the heels up towards the sky. Lift the legs off the ground, feel your hamstrings engage, have the heels closer to the butt. Nice job. Breathing here for 5, 4, keep kicking, 3, 2, on 1, let it go. Breathing in. Take the inhale. And then your journey back to downward facing dog on your exhale, moving the body all the way back. Let the palms go flat. Press through the thumbs, look towards the top of the mat. Lift your heels, bend your knees, and on the bottom of your exhale, step, walk, or float the feet behind the hands. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Reach the arms up, get as tall as possible. Nice, take an inhale here. Keep reaching the right hand up and then let your left hand drop down by your left hip. Bend your left knee, catch the foot for dancer's pose, Natarajasana. Before you lean into the dancer, spin your chest up towards the sky. Put a micro bend in your right knee so you have more buoyancy and movement through the hips. And then begin to lean the chest out as you kick the left foot back. Leaning forward. When you get there, find a gaze point. Wherever that gaze is, see if you can spin the left shoulder forward. See if you can spin the left hip forward. Try and find the control, find your focus. Lift up just a touch, amazing. Be there for 4, 3, 2, on 1, slowly release. And directly switch your side. The left arm reaches up, the right hand finds its way by the right hip. Bend the right knee, catch the ankle, curve the chest up towards the sky. Dancer's pose, side 2. Find your focus, find your gaze point, and then begin to kick and lean out. And notice where the right side of your body goes. Can you keep bringing it forward? Yeah, beautiful change. The more you can keep bringing the right side forward, the more natural balance you will get in an asymmetrical back bend. Breathing and holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Find your balance position. Have your feet slightly separated. Good. And then we'll move slightly through a pose we call circle chair in the awakening yoga practice, which is essentially a spinal wave. What you're going to do is bend the knees, sit the hips back as far as you can, so you're really sticking your butt out, keep the chest lifted, and then tuck the tailbone, let it scoop all the way underneath you, and just roll that energy up the spine. And again, let this movement be as organic as possible. It's awkward at first, especially when you're doing it in front of cameras and a live audience, but it actually feels really good for awakening the body and for noticing the parts of your spine that you don't naturally move through. Nice. And release, fold all the way down. Good. Wiggle your feet so they're just a little bit further away from the top edge of your mat. So maybe you're like the 1/3 space of the mat. And then rise up onto your toes. and then rise all the way up to stand. So on your toes. And then from here, staying on your toes, sit to the back of the heels. If you practice with me, we've done this many times before. The light dropping of the knees to the floor, so slowly let the knees touch. Boom, no hands. And then bringing the hands to the rib cage. Inhale, lift the chest up, open, camel prep. And then exhale, release, sit the hips back. Lift the knees, drop the heels down, keep the hands reaching forward. Lift the heels, drop the knees. Camel prep, lift the chest up, open. Good. Sitting back, lift the knees, drop the heels. Good. Lift the heels, drop the knees. Lift the chest. Sit back, lift the knees, drop the heels. Lift the heels, drop the knees. Lift the heart, your Ustrasana, your camel pose. So if the hands find the heels, if they stay on the mid-back. But you've already done so much low back strengthening, you don't need the low back support as much for your practice today, unless it's really talking to you and you want to lengthen out of it. But again, you've created that strength through the locust pose variations we've already done. And then exhale, release. Sit back on the heels. Take a moment, close your eyes. Let's all take a few rounds of breath together. Really simple, just be a rhythm of 3. So inhale for 3, 2, 1. Pause, 3, 2, 1. And exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Pause, 3, 2, 1. And exhale, 3, 2, 1. Last round, inhale, 3, 2, 1. Pause, 3, 2, 1. And exhale, 3, 2, 1. Camel pose, round 2. Inhale, rise up, prepare yourself. Before we go there, actually, cross the arms in front of the chest. We're going to play a game of trust fall with yourself, so have the arms crossed in front of you. Feel the action of squeezing the glutes forward. All you're going to do is think about your body being a long, straight line from your knee through your skull. You're going to lean back as far as you possibly can, then we're going to hold that spot. You guys ready? Okay. You're like, no, but we're going to do it anyways. Okay, let's go for it. So lean back as far as you can. Keep pressing the hips forward. Find that spot. You'll know because your legs will start to talk to you a lot. Are they talking to you now? Yes, really good. Hold there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Sit back on the heels. Nice job. We survived. Awesome job. Okay, cool. One more round of the trust fall, or you're going to try and touch your head to the floor behind you. And again, the trust fall is how you build the confidence. Touching the head to the floor is you're just adding the back bend to that. So rolling the shoulders onto the back, lifting the heart, lifting the belly, kicking the shins down to the floor. If you didn't notice, this is a lot about legs more than anything else. So as you kick down, you lean back, head finds the ground, hold for a moment, and then kick down and rise. Back up. Boom. Try it or trust fall. Cross the arms in front. Feel the legs active, lift the lower belly, and then just begin to lean. Lift, kick the shins down. Nice work. Control the landing. If you get stuck, don't worry. I'm here to bail you out. I got you. Yeah, much easier. Nice. Awesome. Good work. So as you can tell, it's so much more about strength than anything else in the legs, because if your base is solid, everything else becomes much more natural. One more round of camel here, but rest for a second. If you've practiced with me before, you know we do camel to wheel often in our practice. If that's part of something you naturally do, of course, you take it here. The key is, it's all about springing off the toes to lift the knees at the exact moment. I see people who are much stiffer having more success with this than people who are more flexible, mainly because people who are flexible, their hands find the floor before their knees leave the ground, right? So when the hands find the ground, if your knees haven't lifted yet, you're most likely caught in that position. It's the exact or precise timing that allows the reaching back, hands finding the ground, extending, and then shortening the stance to rise, dropping the knees, and letting the fingers trace you all the way back. Of course, you can do that or just camel pose, right? No pressure one way or another. So find the position that feels best to you and let's go for it. Leaning in. Open the front body. Remember, if you're going camel to wheel, the toes tucked is the key. Nice, super smooth. And then you finish. We all did good, yeah? Yeah. Cool, awesome. Let's rise up to stand. This is where the real adventure begins. We're all warmed up, we're ready. Next thing we're going to do is a sissy squat activity. So what you're going to do is you're going to rise onto your toes, okay? You're going to bend the knees, squeeze the glutes. Bring your left thumb to your chest, look down at the ground behind your right heel. You're going to begin to bend the knees, reach your right hand down towards the floor. You can watch first and then you can go. And then try and bring your fingers to touch. If that's natural, you bring your palm to touch and then you rise back up like nothing even happened. Yeah, so again, just channel Neo in the Matrix, visualize 2003 sci-fi glory, and let that become a reality for you right now, okay? So we're just gonna alternate sides, so you'll go right, and then you'll go left. You go right, and then you go left. We're gonna try and do 4 total here, okay? So 1 right, 1 left, 1 right, 1 left, up to 4 per side. Sounds good? If you can only do 2 or 3 today, that's just fine. Ready for it? Okay, let's go. So rise onto the toes, squeeze the glutes, lift the chest, reach the right hand down, pressing the hips forward. Let the right hand reach, reach, reach. Touches or doesn't, rise back up. Shoom. Nice. Right thumb to chest, left hand reaches. Squeeze the glutes, reaching back. Lift the heart. Left hand finds the floor. Press up, rise up. Nice. Switch. Right hand reaches down. Press the hips forward, feel the extension. Right foot lands. It's the right hand lands, excuse me. Rise up, right thumb to chest, left hand reaches down, heart stays elevated, work your balance, it's the hardest part, nice, rise up, switch, left thumb to chest, again, don't have to go at my pace, I've done this a few times before, and it's new to you, and that's just fine, unless again, you're at home and you've done this video multiple times, and you're like probably going faster than me at this point, which is just fine. Finishing your last round here. Finding a nice, easy rhythm to your pace. Whew. Awesome. And then just stand neutral for a moment. Let your legs recover when you finish. Awesome. Sit all the way to the ground. Good. And then roll onto your back. And place your hands for Urdhva Dhanurasana, the wheel pose. So palms go flat, press the heels down. Your legs are very active and engaged in this position, so they should help you elevate right up. Of course, if you can't take wheel, take bridge. Ready, set, rise. Feel the shins pulling back underneath you. Lift the heart, lift the hips. Feel engagement through the legs, engagement through the arms. Creating as much space as possible for you right now. And again, just enough space that you can breathe into. So you're finding your breath. Letting the pose get longer. Letting the body feel more open. Allowing yourself to openly explore your past without attachment is the thought process or the metaphor behind many backbends. Especially this one with the heart and the head behind the main line of the body. Slowly lower the hips all the way down to the ground. Good. And then just walk the feet out a little bit so your back can lay flat for a moment. Cool. And then slowly roll up to a seat and find squat. So this is where we circle through wheel. We've become very comfortable with getting active in our legs and the back bends. We've become very comfortable with the circling motion and with the Urdhva Dhanurasana. So what we're going to do is start swaying side to side. So just feel these little sways, little sways. And know here, just like in our camel pose, your heels do not have to stay grounded. In time, they can stay grounded, but they don't have to. right? Depending on the length of your femurs, the length of your shins, it may be nearly impossible for your heels to stay grounded no matter how flexible you actually are in the spine. So as you begin to sway, what you're going to do starting out is sway to the right, place the right hand behind you, press the hips up, lifting the heart, and then sitting back down, sweeping to the left side, pressing down, lifting up, right? And eventually that circles all the way through wheel and all the way back to squat on the other side, and then circles through wheel and all the way back up to squat on the other side. So you're drawing these big sweeping motions, never being stuck in any position, just allowing energy to flow around the base of the body. The more you get used to it, the more you'll notice that the work is really in the legs here, and that everything else is just kind of a secondary touch point. For example, whatever point my hand is on the ground, most of the weight is actually in my legs, which allows the movement to be much more fluid and much more about opening the front hip. The really interesting thing about it is, I'm sure all of you can tell, is it's quite a lot of effort in the legs. Your legs are probably exhausted. Let's do one more full circle. And plop the butt down. Let the legs go long. Nice job. They probably feel quite intense. Sit in an upright position in seated staff pose, Dandasana. Notice where your energy level sits. Good. Just feel your breath, stay calm. And then go ahead and bring the right foot to the inside of the left leg. Lift the chest up. And then two choices here, just depending on how you feel. Either Janu Shirshasana, folding over the left leg, or left hand catches right knee. Reach your right arm up and fold, side body stretch. So whatever feels better to you here at this point in the practice. It won't be too long of a posture, but just something to allow you to just be here for a moment. It doesn't need to be your most intense stretch, just really something that feels comforting. Go ahead and inhale, rise up and switch your side. So the right leg is long, the left foot to the inside of the right leg. Spine stays long, right hand catches left knee, left arm reaches up and fold. Side body, or direct fold over the right leg. Take a few more breaths. One more breath here, and then inhale, rise all the way up. Straighten the left leg out and gently roll onto your back. Bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly, just so you can feel all the energy pulsing through your body. All the physical change you created through your effort, you created through your awareness of movement, and really just your observation of the self. Each pose an opportunity to study yourself today. Each practice an opportunity to check in. Each moment an opportunity for gratitude. Just be grateful for the fact that you're here, that you gave time to your yoga practice today, that you took the time for yourself, for self-care, for self-love, and for self-appreciation. As always, thank you so much for joining me in this practice. I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.